everyone, we are going to work on practice sheet number 3, and you need to make sure you have your formula chart, okay? So find your formula chart that I printed out for you. Okay, so this says, find the area of this shape, and hopefully we know this is a parallelogram. We've been talking about that. So let me scroll down because I don't have my little cursor on the side. Area. Parallelogram. A equals BH. Base times height. Okay, so hopefully by this time we know base and height will be those two. Okay, form a right angle, and we want to substitute in our numbers. Okay, so then over to the side, your job is going to be to multiply this out. You must show your work. Notice I'm not lining up my decimals. This will be pretty easy for you because 5 and 1, those are easy numbers. Whatever you get, you're going to come back over here and put inches squared. Okay, so area. So I want you to multiply that out. That's your job. Okay, number 2, right? As a fraction in simplest form, guys, remember percent compares to 100, okay? Now, I'm going to have you finish this, but I will say, since we're early in the year, if you have these zeros, just cross those. So that's 6 over 10, and now you can go further. You can still divide these by something because they are both even. And even numbers divide by something. Let me know what it is. Number 3, Kathleen buys 2 shirts for $12 each. The tax on the purchase is $1.92. How much change will she receive if she pays $40? Okay, this is what you're going to miss. Okay, so hopefully we know when we're purchasing things, like as they scan it, our price is increasing as we add it. Now, when I add it, this dollar, please don't put 1.92. That's not going to work, okay? You need to put 1.92. Okay, if you don't know, because there is $12. Okay, so you're finding that sum. That will give you the purchase, the 2 items plus tax, which I know y'all heard of, and then I'm paying them with $40, and you're going to subtract. Okay. Okay, now for what we were working on this past week, which is circumference. Okay. So circumference, see if I can scroll up. Right here, C equals 2 pi r or pi d. C equals 2 pi r or pi d. So I'm just going to say it the way we've been practicing it in class, which is we are going to use the formula that goes with this. So what is this right here? Let's label that D, right, for diameter. So that means we're going to use formula A. C equals pi D, right? So now we're going to do 3.14 times 12. And that's what you're going to multiply here to the side, okay? I'm going to make it kind of small. Please make sure your handwriting and the spacing is where I can see it. If you need to show it on a separate page, do that. Just don't lose it, okay? So the circumference will be what I get when I multiply this. And remember, circumference is the distance around a circle. And now we're going to do area. This is what was brand new last week. A equals pi r squared. Hopefully we remember coming up with that formula. Remember when we broke down the circle into sections? It's right here. Okay. So hopefully remember pi. Remember that's on the formula chart if you don't know. Pi is on the formula chart. Right there. Right there. Okay. So I'm going to put that right here, 3.14. Now here's the tricky part, guys. This says R. This is not R over here. That's diameter. So I need half of it. Okay, so what is half of 12? If you don't know, you would be counting up by 2s. We get 6. And I put an R. That's 6. Okay, and again, we haven't spent a lot of time on this yet, so I'm just going to remind you that 6 squared means 6 times 6. And hopefully you know 6 times 6 is 36. So I am going to end up having to multiply 3.14 times 36. That's going to be your job. And when you get your answer, put a little box here for you, it will be inches squared, because remember, it is square units, okay? Another thing we were working on this week was area of a triangle. Remember, area of a triangle is closer to the top. A equals half BH. Don't let that half mess you up, guys. That just means somewhere, either A, take half, or B, divide by 2. Okay? So I'm going to show you the way I would do it. I'll let you finish it. I would do this. A equals half BH. I meant to put substitute here. I did. I think it just got deleted. Half base 34.7. Oops. Don't put that. And the height is 16, not that. Okay? Because of the right angle. Okay? What I would do is I would do half of 16. You don't have to. You can do 34.7 times 16 and then divide by 2. But I would do half of 16. And if you count up by 2s to get to 16, you'll get 8. Because half of 16 is 8. Okay? And so your job over here, I'm just going to make some room, is to multiply that. And you'll move the decimal one place in at the end. Okay? Here's one we haven't done. We have not practiced making improper fractions. Okay? So we basically do reverse. So before we had an improper fraction and we made it mixed, we would divide. Whenever we go to an improper fraction, I always say we do Texas, TX. Really, it's multiply and add. Okay? So we do 7 times 4. 7, 14, 21, 28. So 7 times 4 is 28. 28 plus 5. 33 over 7. That doesn't change. Remember, the denominator never changes. Okay. Now we're going to do this one. 9.735 divided by 0.5. I'm not going to divide this for you, but I am going to do this. Please make sure you do spacing well, okay? Put that right there. So 5 into 9, remember, 1. You're going to go from here. Does McDonald's sell burgers? Okay, so bring that down and go from there, okay? Now, number 9, multiply. I'm going to erase this just for the sake of room and making sure y'all can see it neatly. 28.3 times 3.4. This happens to line up, okay? So remember, you're going to do 4 times 3, 4 times 8, 4 times 2. So you want to list your 4s and so forth. Then you would cross that out and do your 3s. Then 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? That's where your decimal will go. Okay? And number 10, 28 over 9. You'll know to divide that, but don't make it a decimal. Okay? Okay, take your time, get this done.